The Brothers of Liberty, here to remind you what true freedom is.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Liberty with the older brother Kelton here. Um, in the past weeks or two, the Supreme Court had ruled on several cases. A lot of Republicans are happy with those cases, and pro-life people are happy with those cases. The abortion ruling, a lot of people see that as a win um, because it's pretty much saying the states now have the rights to ban abortion. However, several states have done so. The lower judges are putting temporary hold on those bans, despite the fact that the Supreme Court, which is the highest court of the land, said the states could do it. So I'd love to see how that turns out. Um, the concealed weapon, Second Amendment. I win for the Second Amendment. I'm gonna go through the dockets here. And the Coach Prayer ruling, great for the First Amendment. Now, they'll do the gun one first. It was the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc., and versus Bruin, Superintendent of New York State Police. Pretty much told New York you have to issue concealed weapon permits without asking why they need it. Second Amendment rights. Big win for Second Amendment. Yay! Um, Number two, Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, stating the states have the right to ban abortions. Another win. Yay! Number three, Joseph A. Kennedy versus Bremerton School Districts. Court says that the coach was praying after the game as a private citizen and not as an employee. So yay! Another win, right? Wrong, wrong, wrong. Now, this doesn't affect the abortion case as much, but I am actually very dissatisfied with the Supreme Court because despite the ruling in favor of the First and Second Amendment, a lot of people forget a ruling about 2 or 3 weeks ago that destroys 5 amendments, including the First and Second Amendment. And maybe they did those amendments where you forget about what they did and how it took our rights away. And you're probably saying, okay, Kelton, what are you talking about? They uphold the Second Amendment. They uphold the First Amendment. They voted for life. Well, you see, there was a little known one called the docket number 21-147, Ebert versus Bull. You might recall it from several videos I did before. And it gave the federal agents immunity from lawsuits for violation of constitutional rights. Now, with the new gun law that the Senate just passed and the House just passed and Biden signed, which gives states to do red flags, how many of those rights are now going to be violated that the Supreme Court under this didn't uphold? Because now you don't even have the option to sue. Yeah, in the bill it says, oh, the people can take it to court to prove otherwise, but this Supreme Court ruling right here prevents anybody from suing federal agents, which probably includes federal agencies as well. Unless, of course, Congress, according to Clarence Thomas, Congress gives approval. Let's see how well that works out. And it will destroy the First, Second, Fourth, Seventh, and Ninth Amendment. Now, everybody is familiar with the First and Second Amendments and the Fourth Amendment. Ninth Amendment pretty much says we have rights that are not written down. But a lot of people forget about that Seventh Amendment. And you know what? I always have a printed copy or I even handwritten a copy of the Declaration of, or not Declaration, but the Bill of Rights, including the preamble. Yes, I'm that much of a Constitution nerd. The Seventh Amendment states, in suits of common law, where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. In layman terms, it extends the right to a jury in federal civil cases. You heard that? Federal civil cases. When you're suing federal agents, it's going to be a federal lawsuit. But according to the Supreme Court, You can't do that no more. It gives you immunity to the federal agents. So they can, if you're in a church and you say, "Oh, my religious belief thinks that homosexuality is a sin," someone calls up, red flag, he's an extremist, gets arrested, can't sue the person who arrested you, immunity. Red flag laws. This guy's a danger because he looked at me wrong 10 years ago. Take the guns away, there goes your Second Amendment right. Destroying the Fourth Amendment because it's supposed to be, you're supposed to have a warrant for search and seizures, and apparently they don't need warrants anymore. Destroys the Seventh Amendment because, gee whiz, you don't have the right to sue people no more, even though the Constitution strictly says you do. And of course the Ninth Amendment, because when they take away those other rights that are listed, you know they'll take away the rights that aren't listed. So yes, as much as people want to celebrate current rulings of the Supreme Court, I'm not celebrating any of them because the ruling they did 3 weeks ago will overshadow all these rulings here. And that's just my opinion on it. Now you can believe what you want, but what's good in saying you can conceal carry in New York when the state government could just say, well, we don't want to give it to him because he's a danger to society, and the bill that was passed in the House and Senate and signed by Biden allows them to do that. It was a shallow win. And I'm sure a lot of people now thinking like, oh crap, he's right. Just a shallow win. And like I said, that's my opinion. What's your opinion? Feel free to comment. I want to hear your opinions about it. Do you agree with me about it's a shallow win? Or do you agree that it was a great win for some of these things? Like I said, the only one that's really not affected is the one for life. But the other ones, it's chipping away at our constitutional freedoms. If you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, brothersofliberty76@gmail.com. You can instant message me on the people who have, who I'm in the other groups with. Feel free to. I'll cover any and all subjects. Not one subject is foreign to me. I have a big mouth. I love using it. But once again, this is the older brother Liberty reminding you what true freedom is and ought to be.